3, 2. Hey everybody, you guys are listening to the first ever episode of Monkey Man and the Fat Boy. This is Fat Boy.
This is the Monkey Man.
How y'all doing? What's going on, Monkey Man? How you been?
Another day, another dollar, brother. You know
I hear you, bro. Yeah. We're two best friends from Silvis, Illinois, 5th Street, Hero Street. Y'all know who we are.
5th Street crew.
No need to go on. So how you been, my brother?
Good, man. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been forever, man.
You know?
It's been forever. You got your Star Wars tickets yet?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. IMAX.
I don't have mine yet, man.
No, my son came through.
Did he really?
He's like, "Where do you want to go?" I was like, "Let's go IMAX."
What do you think's gonna happen?
You know, there's so many different avenues that this possibly can take.
I know.
And being a Star Wars nut and freak like we've
been
ever since we've been born, you know.
Yeah.
I hope it's epic.
It will be.
The last one I would say was stellar.
Yeah.
But I think this one might be epic because everybody believes that Luke might be evil.
Yeah.
Or turn to the dark side or whatever.
Right.
However,
I think there's even aspects of his the way he looks that they purposely, you know.
Oh, of course, yeah. You know. But when you tend to look at movies in ways like you compare to your own life and stuff like that, right. I see it as that at one point in time in your life you do turn dark. Whether you can be this is not, by the time you know it, you might be a dark person, you know, and then sometimes you either come out of it and
I know I am.
Evil as hell.
Yeah.
No, but you know, and some people, you know, might take it like, you know, being addicted to drugs or alcohol.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
any
the
other
whole
thing, you know, and feel dark, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Right.
And some people pull out from there and end up becoming a minister or whatnot, you know, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and find their way
find
back.
The light.
Yeah. I go, but like I said, at some point in time, you might even have to make yourself be evil.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I would compare that to like if you know you're in the service.
Yeah.
You might be just doing something daily, you know, like a water boy. You know, you make water potable for to drink or whatnot. But if you go to war, you got a gun on you, and if you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know.
It's
an evil
fine
thing.
line. Yeah.
So,
of course it is. Yeah.
But yeah, so I see it at Star Wars like that also.
So for you listeners listening, Monkey Man here is a vet, so you know, thank you for your service. You can actually relate to that.
Oh yeah.
To that situation. I don't know. I feel like following the string. This is just my theory, but following the string of the storylines and everything from the past, I feel like something's gonna come out where Kylo and Rey are related.
See, and it's weird, you know. Some say, you know, some have said, you know, well, there's the possibility of her, you know, being somebody related to, you know, that it's gonna be a twist.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're gonna end up being brother and sister.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know it's weird. I know that's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's a far stretch, but that's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just find it weird how in the Force Awakens, how all of a sudden Rey, as soon as she got and seen Kylo Ren for the first time, is when she first found power.
Yeah.
And you know, and
dude,
all of a sudden,
I'm getting goosebumps. That's how much
all
of
of a
a
sudden
nerd
you just have, you know, wait a minute. How in the heck is she doing this when she has no
sense?
No, exactly of what the Force is.
Yeah, and you hear her in the new previews finally saying, "I've had this, I've felt this inside me for." But the same thing, I thought the same thing happened too. Like when she has that where Leia sees her for the first time, and she sees Leia. There's almost like there's something going on there. I don't know.
Yeah, see, and man, I don't know.
It's good though. It's good. I mean, it's not.
It's gonna be surprising, but like I said, you know, nobody knows where it's really gonna go.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that if the people that only watch the movies and that's it, they don't do any reading behind it.
Right.
You know, the other stories,
the additional stories,
and stuff like that. There's a lot of information that's just
that's there. There's a lot of Easter eggs.
And it's crazy, and everybody thinks that the Force is either a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Right.
You know, and the old scrolls and books that shows in the clip.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you're like, man, could he turn evil?
He could
use it.
Yeah.
You know, for the betterment of good.
Yeah.
You know, which seems a little ironic, but
it's funny because even in the new trailer, like what you were saying, where sometimes you need to become evil. There's that scene where Kylo's reaching out to Rey with his hand, you know.
Yeah. Well, see, but that might again cinematography.
Right.
You know?
Is Rey really looking at Kylo in that scene? I don't know. You don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. You know, so all of a sudden, you know, could it be that he's offering his hand to Luke?
Yeah. True.
Old master.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
So I threw that out at Alex. Alex was like, well.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just saying.
Well, because there is that scene where Luke's hand is coming up out of that fire. And that scene where Kylo's reaching out, there's fire behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, are they on Mustafar? That's, you know, it's...
See, you know, and which, again, you know, from what I've read, the hand coming out of the fire
is Luke.
Is Luke, but that's when supposedly Kylo Ren and the Knights
Knights of Ren
blow up the old Jedi
That's when
temple.
they turned on him. Yeah.
So and
okay, because that scene is shown in the Force Awakens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, you know,
there's so much open. Yeah.
I mean, so much. Yeah, and like I said, there's so much to be open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Whether you're a regular fan.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right though, because you do have to follow
those die-hards.
Yeah, where you have to read the stories because Rogue One is one of those stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And for me, Rogue One was great.
Oh, I thought it was awesome. A different avenue of approach again. You know,
and hit the nail on the head.
That answers the question. Yeah. Well, how did they get the plans?
Yeah.
You know, and the last 10 seconds, 30 seconds of the movie made it so epic.
Oh.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, man.
I mean, all of a sudden, you got Darth Vader showing exactly like why he is the evilest out there.
Yeah,
you
know,
just cutting people up with his dang lightsaber and force choking everybody. Like, get from my way.
They couldn't have tied it in any better, man.
Yeah.
You know, they get away, but only for a little bit, and then the next time you see them, you know what I'm saying? It's the opening of the movie.
Right, and it's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
It is. There's so many different things that can happen, so many different ways it can go. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
By far. I like I told Alex, my son, I was like, hey, man, did you get our tickets of what? Yeah, got him, Dad. IMAX. I was like, sweet. So we're gonna be seeing on the big screen.
Yeah, bro. I gotta get my tickets, dude. I got to. See, I did the same thing with Noah. I got the Rogue One tickets. We went, and he fell asleep like in the last 10 minutes.
Oh.
So it was like, you know what? You know, he's smaller, so you know he finally got to see it. But like, yeah, I definitely gotta get my tickets. But shifting gears to another cartoon and show we used to grow up with. They're coming out now with Justice League. Now, what do you think? Because we grew up with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now all of a sudden, Marvel's at the head of the pack when it comes to superhero movies.
Yeah.
And I don't think Marvel. I mean, I think Marvel's just hitting it out of the park.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is the thing with Marvel, DC. You know, when they combined universes for a while, you know, just to make things mix up again for a comic book, you know, to save comic books, I guess. You could say. To be honest, I like them all.
Yeah, I do too.
I just because I just wish they would have came up with that stuff when we were kids.
Yeah. Like I mean, because the only thing I remember being Spider-Man. I remember Spider-Man was on Electric Company. That was the only time I could see Spider-Man. No Iron Man. I knew of Iron Man. I knew of Thor. I knew they were comic books. Never a cartoon.
And seeing that's just it. I mean, growing up through the 80s was the greatest of cartoons.
Oh, yeah. G.I. Joe, bro. Yeah.
Transformers.
He-Man. Towards the end there, it was Thundercats. But He-Man, you know, Thundercats.
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Cars.
Yeah.
the Mask.
Even for Mask. Even for girls, they had
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony, Strawberry Shortcake.
Yes.
All that stuff, man.
I mean, shoot, I probably named 50 cartoons every
Yeah.
We had the Snorkels.
Yeah. But now when I look at it and I'm watching these movies, I'm like, man, Stan Lee is a genius, man.
Well, the directors and producers, the writers. I mean,
the special effects.
It's just so overbearing sometimes to see all this action and awesome CGI and stuff like that. Come to into effect. Where when we grew up watching Star Wars, that was the first to use the blue screen.
Yeah, and that trips me out these days, dude. Because I'm watching it, and I'm like, those were fucking models. Like it just, the thinking behind the entire.
Now it's not so much models anymore. They just do. They get those geeks out there that just boom, boom, and all of a sudden they create a whole city.
Yeah.
That looks real.
Yeah.
And also you got this big green monster smashing through buildings and stuff like that and whatever, and you're just like, my God,
it's crazy, man.
I mean, to the point to where you don't even need actors.
No.
Actors.
And we've seen it now with they did it in Rogue One. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They were able to do Tarkin. You know what I'm saying? Yep. There were a couple other characters in there that they brought. The guy from the Mos Eisley Cantina. They brought him in. He was in there, and then Princess Leia in the end. And Marlon Brando, I saw this documentary where Marlon Brando predicted that you're not even going to be able to need actors anymore.
Nope.
It's
not
crazy.
One bit.
It's crazy.
It's really, really crazy, and it's involved in everyday life now.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It's wild.
You get these cell phones that are crazy insane,
Yeah. But it's weird to me too, the technology, because it's like we are now connecting to disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
and that's a solid, valid point of how technology is getting smarter,
right?
While we are
getting dumber. Yeah, exactly.
The dumbing down of society due to smart technology is hands down gonna be it's gonna be like the Terminator movie. They said that machine, and it's gonna be everyday life and stuff like that, and it has. It is.
It is. It's funny because I tell Jessica, my wife, I tell her, think about this. Think about this for a second. Think about the internet just being hacked into to a point where it just shuts off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's bank accounts, everybody's everything will be wiped out. I mean, not wiped out, but just no access.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, you take a cell phone away from a kid and they think it's murder.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's so tied into.
And there are kids who have murdered their parents over getting their cell phones.
I'm like, my goodness gracious, man! As a kid, go outside.
Yeah.
Go play.
I mean, it's weird, bro. That there's something unique about that for me, for us growing up. I mean, there was no other option other than to go outside.
And that's the funny thing about it too is like, it's so quick for anybody right now to pick up their cell phone and play a video game on it.
I know.
Of some sort.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we'd all go haul ass down to Hero Street and go play some goddamn Trouble.
Yeah, bro.
Or Sorry.
Yeah.
Or the headless damn foosball table and shit. It's crazy,
Yeah.
But that was us.
Yeah, that was what we were, man.
So hey, I'm gonna go to the Silvis Park program today. So we can go up there and go
switch it up for a second.
And switch it up and whatnot. And we had a 4-H program.
Wasn't it funny though? Because whenever we would win, I remember whenever we would win in Silvis at something, whatever, foosball, whatever it was, it would automatically your mind would shift to like, yeah, we came from Hero Street.
We're
Hero Street. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Representing straight up. But no, man, there's something about like even going to like Mr. Fresh and like even the candy bag. They're just like seeing stuff now to me.
Yeah.
From back in the day, just brings back that nostalgia.
Yeah, and or Mr. Quick, Porky's.
Yeah.
But just anything like that. I mean, kids today don't realize that those small things and stuff like that.
There's no
And
I mean, what they're gonna be appreciating when they're older is gonna be their cell phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And in about 20 years, there probably won't even be cell phones. They're just gonna put a chip in your damn ear and be like, oh, wait, my phone's ringing. Hold on, beep beep.
Right.
What's up? And
Right.
this and that, or just be so connected,
Right.
into the internet and into anything that's out there. It's scary.
The Matrix.
It's a scary thing because
it is. That's what.
Dude, maybe due to being in the service for 12 years or whatnot, the survivalist in me,
right.
I'd be okay.
Right.
Yeah. Turn my phone off. I don't care.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
There's more things to do and stuff like that.
Right.
And I wouldn't get bored. But today's kids, stuff like that, man, you take their video games away, you take their phone away and whatnot, and you go kick them outside in the woods, and they're gonna be like, man, I'm gonna die.
I don't know how many. I don't know how many holy fuck moments I've had where I put a post on my Facebook page a while back ago because I need to disconnect, and that's what I want to do is disconnect. But I got so many things going on that needs to be put in other hands, and that's what I'm working on now is working with people who are going to be able to do that. But it's like I think about it and I'm like, okay, it's not just Facebook because I mean I invest a little bit and I think about that and I'm like, okay, well my investments are online.
Mm-hmm.
My banking is online. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything now, and I work for the paper, and it's not a bitter thing. It's a reality that for me, I like the old-fashioned paper in my hands.
Yes.
But society is changing.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's just it. Again, smart technology is dumbing down America and the world. To be honest, but to the point to where you can go to college now,
right?
And I have to buy one book.
Yeah.
You can buy a iPad and download every single book that you might need. So therefore, you just take your iPad to class and it's this is my geography, 202 class. Pull up that book on your iPad. Okay, turn to page 32.
And all the research is
it's all right there.
It's all right there.
So you don't need bookstores no more.
So there's no bookstores. No, I mean the newspapers are going out of
magazines.
Business. I mean,
almost every single magazine is now digital.
Right.
Almost every single newspaper
is now digital.
Digital.
Yeah, it's true.
And
the thing about that is, because I work for a company, who just got bought by the company that I used to work for. Now it's all related to the newspaper industry. So now I'm trying to figure out what avenue I'm going to take. And there's still people from the newspaper industry saying, well, you should come and work with us. And I'm like, well, why would I do that if, you know what I'm saying? If that road, if things keep going down the same direction, y'all aren't going to have jobs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Your jobs are going to be obsolete.
Yeah, obsolete. It's good. Yeah,
and
exactly.
If I do that, I'm going to hold myself back.
Exactly.
To be one of the ones that are going to get let go.
Exactly.
And for the simple reason because you still want to type on a typewriter.
Right.
And not want to type on a notebook of some sort.
So now, with society the way it is now, and the way with things that are happening now, you know what I'm saying? It's the credibility on the internet. The fact that I can go to Wikipedia and put whatever I want on there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's so much news. There's so many news outlets out there now. Everybody's on the internet. Which one's the credible source?
See, and that's just it.
That's the problem.
Unless you hear from the horse's
mouth. The
horse's
mouth. Yeah.
And when people talk, oh, Luke, this and that, blah, 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 because I'm always on current happenings in the world and stuff like that. Well, what do you think about this? It's there's a conspiracy theory. It's like I can tell you right now, I can make up a conspiracy
right now. Yeah,
and you would have to believe what I say.
Right. Did we go to the moon, Luke?
No, we did not.
No, we did not go to the moon.
No, we did not.
This is the one thing that's perplexed me the whole time. It's not the fact that I'm a photographer and there's a bunch of different shadows and all this other stuff. That doesn't. Is there gravity on the moon? Right? Because supposedly we're supposed to be floating, right?
Well, technically,
if you're in space,
80% lighter or something like that.
Right. So to me, the failure is in where they drop the feather in the wrench, right? Because not only that, you see them driving a buggy on the moon. How is that fucking possible?
And that's another thing too. That as far as it's crazy as you might think, but they're not light. They're
Right.
pretty heavy.
Right. I
You know,
get that
they're
aspect.
pretty
of
heavy.
it. I get that
But
aspect.
like
of
I
it.
said, you know,
My thing is
you're 20. You're like I said, you're like 80. Like say you weigh 100 pounds.
right.
You go on the moon or whatnot with the gravity that's somewhat there or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
That's created between the Earth
Right.
and the moon.
Okay.
You're like 20 pounds.
Right.
But you still weigh something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what's the difference between the atmosphere here and the atmosphere there? Because here we're protected by the
ozone.
The
layer,
ozone
stuff
layer,
that.
yeah.
Well, see,
when Columbia came in,
yeah,
it had the.
it's just so it's crazy, but
there's never been any talk about what protects the moon and how the I mean, you know what I'm saying? It just to me, it's like if you put one and one together, you'll realize that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's just it. You know, it's crazy. It's just crazy all the way around.
Yeah, and
I mean
the major factor for me is the Van Allen radiation belts.
Yeah, yes. And you know, and how do you make it past those?
Right.
And not get.
Because they say a cockroach can't even live. You know what I'm saying?
And cockroaches survive everything.
Yeah.
And but then again, you know, they say cockroaches will be here after nuclear war and stuff like this. Is that right?
Right.
However, they can get killed by raid.
Right.
What the hell's in raid? That's another story for another day.
Good point.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, as far as the moon landing, this is where I'm saying that's not a conspiracy theory of mine or whatnot. I'm just going to try to use facts based on personal knowledge, I would say.
Right.
One, how is it possible to send a tin can through all that shit?
I know.
Okay.
Not only that, but did you see the video of them 2 weeks prior to going up there of them having to control that thing and they couldn't do it?
No. So you're thinking about that, you know, and I'm like, okay, I watched the tape over and over and over and over and over,
me too.
especially in high def now.
Yeah.
So you think to myself, okay, I was in Iraq, and the sand over there isn't sand; it's like powder.
Right.
I mean, basically, you can pee on top of it, and it'll be a puddle, and it'll either
like flour.
Yeah, dude,
Really?
it's like flour. Yeah,
Really?
It's exactly like flour. It's crazy, and it'll, you know, like I said, if you took a piss or something on that moon, we call it moon dust, and it would evaporate before it actually soaked in.
No shit.
It was crazy, dude.
That's weird.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was crazy. But as soon as you take steps on it, puffs of powder come out.
Yeah.
Okay, now check this out.
There's been astronauts who say.
Now, and I'm saying is this: moon landing is landing.
Right.
That's dust up there.
Yeah.
How would it be even possible for them to come down with their propulsion
and not kick anything
and
out?
not kick any dust up?
Yeah.
That thing should have been like so clouded and
you
wouldn't be able to see nothing.
Yeah, and all the foil that surrounded it, and there was nothing on it.
It'd be dirty and everything.
And it's funny because I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and
his podcast is good.
It's a really good podcast. But there was that podcast where he said, "Well, no, I've talked to astronauts now, and now I didn't understand." I'm like, to me, it's like Joe Rogan, man. You've been duped.
Yeah. You know, and people would like to believe that we have landed on the moon. I mean, who wouldn't?
You have to understand what was at stake at that time.
And it's crazy as you might think, you know. But again, like I said, you know, all of a sudden you got a man coming down a step, right?
Yeah.
By the name of Neil Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps off the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Hits the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And his supposed footprints are there.
Right.
Who the hell is filming them?
Exactly. And see, not only that, but when he's doing that, the shadow that he's in, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Why can we see him? You know what I mean? It's like we shouldn't be able to see him because he's in a shadow.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And it's crazy. Like I said, you know, who is recording them?
Exactly.
There's only 2 people in that damn Odyssey.
Right.
Spirit? Was it?
I don't remember what the name of the thing was. Falcon?
I think it was Spirit, I believe. I don't know. It's been so long. But he's being recorded.
Yeah.
Coming down the steps.
Yeah. Well, and then there's other parts where they're both being recorded. So it's like, yeah.
So it's like, okay, wait, how is this doing this? Okay, and then 2, when he steps on the ground and stuff like that, apparently his footprints are on this moon dust, right?
Right.
Why is there moon dust there when it should have been kicked up and spread out? It should have been rock.
Right.
And all that stuff should have been blown away from the landing zone. Yeah. How is this not?
And then I heard one of the engineers say the second he saw it, he knew it was up because he had worked on it, and you should have been able to hear. You shouldn't have even been able to hear the voices of the astronauts. That's how loud, you know, the thrust and the power of the engines would have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's crazy. I mean, just all the way around. I mean, is it un-American to think that? You know, I in a way it is. You know, especially as patriot as I am, but I rationality. You know, it sometimes takes the best of me.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that these dudes landed on the moon, something that we see floating in the sky every day, and we're supposed to believe that.
Right.
Okay, cool. I understand. We do have airplanes.
Right.
We fly from here to there.
Yeah.
Been on many flights in my life.
Right.
Yes. Is there satellites up? Yes. We got big eye up, you know, in the sky and stuff like that. Yes.
And you can see them sometimes. You can look hard.
You know, the space station. Seen it many times over in Iraq. Just looking up in the air and seeing it floating by is amazing. It's just so awesome. So is it possible to be in space? Yes.
Yeah, right.
But
there's only so much. We can only go up so high.
It's crazy, you know. Do we really have a landing on Mars?
Right.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's weird.
With today's technology.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
You know, it's crazy.
It is crazy. But yeah, I mean, I only touch on that because, like I said, I mean, I can go on Wikipedia, write whatever I want, and like you said, these days, Alex Jones can make up whatever he wants, and people are gonna believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just wild. With that said, Luke, is the Earth flat?
Is the Earth flat? That's a very good question. Now, technically, wouldn't a part of a sphere be flat at one point?
Yeah.
You can touch the top of a ball and be like, hey, it's flat right here.
Right.
No, it's not. It's curved.
It's right.
Well, no, the whole thing is curved.
Right.
But this point right here
might
be flat.
Yeah. We can't see the curve because it's so fucking big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, again,
it's that
it's hilarious because
it's all distraction to me.
Well,
anyway.
I think it's perspective.
It is. It is perspective.
You know, whether you want to say it's flat, hey, by all means, dude, it's flat.
It's
cool.
It's on you. Yeah,
that's you.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
But you know, to get in an argument about it and this is that. Hey man, is the sky blue?
Yeah.
Or is it black?
Right.
You know.
Yeah. is the dress blue or black? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that stripes or
right?
It's checkered.
Yeah.
But
there are more real issues to talk about.
And that's just it. You know, like I said, you can debate on anything. This is that. You know, like these damn salt and pepper shakers right here.
Yeah.
Is this a girl?
Right.
Or is this a boy?
Right.
I don't know, man.
Now, you've seen me debate. I mean, I've gotten to a point to where I'm like, I'm done because it's like.
Well, we've debated many a time.
Yeah, you said, yeah. But you come to a head where you say, "This is just pointless. It's not." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? You can be right to be wrong.
Right, and wrong to be right. Yeah, exactly.
And I've learned that many ways.
Yeah.
You know, different ways like that, where it's like drama.
Right.
Save the drama for your mama.
No, exactly. I work with the guy because I'm getting ready to launch a business, but I work with a guy who's far right,
Yeah.
and he knows I'm far left, right? But we are we are so committed to this thing that we have more in common than we don't have in common. And that whole political thing is irrelevant. We don't talk about it, and him and I it's amazing how when you take politics out of something, how you can really actually see eye to eye and get things done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's just it. And that's another thing too about politics. Politics is just a way of governing and legalizing slavery.
Yeah, controlling the people.
Because you got to control
the people.
People think they got to control.
Yeah.
Right? There's two things that you can eliminate in this world, and you'd be surprised of how much things would be better.
Exactly.
And one would be currency.
Right.
Get rid of money.
Right.
Oh well, Luke, how are you supposed to get? If you don't have money,
so long as it's not Bitcoin.
I was like, well, why give away money? You don't need money.
Right.
Back in the day, you didn't need money.
It's a control thing.
It is, and exactly it is. And the funny thing is you can make as much as you want.
Yeah.
Spend as much as you want.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, and it's that 1%.
Back in the day, it's like, hey, you know what, bro? I know you make. I know you got a garden and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I, get some food, this and that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna send you one of my chickens or two. From
Right.
And the trade and barter.
Right.
Right. Was relevant for a long time.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, how can we control?
Right.
And boom, currency. But it sucks because it's a way of controlling people, and it's a way of slavery.
Yeah.
And when you're a slave to the money, to the dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sucks.
We all are.
That's why no matter what, I don't care who you are, everybody has a price.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And no matter, I would never do that. Nah, shit, if I gave you $1 million right now,
you'd
guess
do it
what?
real quick.
You would be licking my toes.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
And loving it.
It's like, can I have more?
Yeah. Need a little more cheese,
I'll put
please.
some tapatio on those. No, but it's crazy, and it's just crazy, and you get rid of currency, you get rid of politics,
you get rid of the problem.
The problem, because there is no problem.
Right.
If you want to go to the store and go get something because you need it, then you go to the store and you need it.
And that to me is straight out of the Bible, really, because I don't know. I felt like when this guy who's now the president was elected, to me it was almost equivalent of like when Jesus was captured and they were like, look, this guy's done nothing, and this guy's what I'm saying?
Barabbas and Jesus.
Who should I let go? Well, let Barabbas go. Oh,
yep.
Okay, well, he's going to be the president.
Free Barabbas.
Yes, so it's you're right. You're dead on. You're dead on, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's the power.
And it's crazy, as crazy as it may sound, it's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's to control people.
Yeah.
And because everybody wants to control somebody,
right?
In one way or the other, or you have,
So, I gotta ask this because of the way that there's so much distractions going on. I just want to know what you think about what's going on with the kneeling and all that.
All right, this is my thing.
Right, because I've heard military
it's
say I didn't go to war for that, or I never heard the opposite.
I can go on both sides of that. If you want to kneel, fine.
Right.
Do it.
Right.
I don't care. You're not hurting me.
Right.
Physically.
Right.
And you're not hurting anybody else physically.
Mm.
But I think it's, even though that's their platform, I guess you could say, you're a professional, you're on TV, you're on the team, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you got all these guys doing it, and that's it. And they play their game, they get paid, $100,000 per game or $1 million per game, and then they go home.
Right.
And they don't do nothing else.
Right.
Unless in their contract it says, hey, you know what, you got 6 things you got to do this year.
Yeah.
You got to go visit this hospital.
Community service, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's in their contract.
Right.
But that's it.
Oh.
Colin's doing more hands-on, stuff like that. He's not in the league no more.
Right.
I think he finally made his $100 million
settlement
thing and did that, and good for him, whatever. A lot of people benefit, from what he's doing, But again, you got, say, 200 athletes kneeling. But out of those 200, are they going out in the streets? Are they trying to advocate for what they believe why they're taking a knee?
Mm-hmm.
Are they donating money, for
Right.
that? These guys are spending more money on a car
Mm-hmm.
than they would on a community that they might be from.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the tough streets of New Orleans, District 3,
Right.
Well, instead of buying that Audi, or that
Fix District 3.
Maserati, whatnot, go down there in
Yeah.
the community.
Right.
Make things better for those kids down
Right.
there, or people in
Yeah.
general, and advocate what you believe in.
Right.
Other than that, dude, you're just kneeling.
Yeah. When it all comes down to it.
I can go to church and go kneel
Right.
and fake the funk and just say to make my mom happy that I went to church with her, or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
I go, and that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice what you preach, kind of deal, and stuff like that. Because, fine, whatever.
That's a good point.
But if it was me,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, Colin, check this out, man. Let's invite this player from this team, this player from this team. Get together. Let's start a group.
A forum.
And let's go out there and say, hey, you know what? Where are you from? Oh, man, I'm from East Moline. Tough streets of 19th Street. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Then let's go out there, go see what the problem is down there. Let's see if we can make something better for these kids that are growing up that might be, I don't know, whatever, saying that they're so tough, whatever.
Right.
Well, let's make it easier for them then,
Right.
Let's do this, let's start a job, a business.
Right.
Have these people down there have work and, whatever.
Create jobs. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And do something.
Right.
Just taking a knee
Mm-hmm. Isn't doing anything.
ain't doing shit.
Right.
It's like, I'll tell you one thing right now. If I was an NFL commissioner, hey, guess what? We're not going to be playing the national anthem no more.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to put a flag in any of the stadiums anymore.
Right.
What do players do now?
Yeah. Good point.
Now they have to do something physical. Now
Yeah.
they got to get out there and do something.
Yeah.
Other than that, guess what? Don't do it.
You could also put the flag on their uniform.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It still doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason why the NFL logo is red, white, and blue.
Right. Yeah.
NBA,
True.
red, white, and blue.
True.
PGA, red, white, and blue.
MLB.
Everything's
Red, white,
for,
and blue.
for
Yeah. For that reason. Yeah.
And I was like, it might be subtle, but it's
there. Yeah.
I go, so if you're thinking, Colin's, well, he's been blackballed, this, and that, that's your opinion. That
Yeah.
can be argued.
Right.
If he loves the game that much, go to Canada. Go play up there in one of those teams.
Yeah.
Go play arena football. Hey,
Right.
shit, Steam Wheelers, Colin, come down there.
I saw somebody post that actually. Yeah.
It was me.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah. But again, take those away.
Yeah. And you got
make
nothing.
them.
Yeah.
And what are they gonna do?
Right.
Well, hey, players this weekend decided that they're not gonna kneel. Well, why is that? Well, we're not doing the national anthem today, and there's no flag in the building.
Right.
So we're gonna just come out of the damn tunnel,
And we're gonna play some football.
and we're gonna flip the quarter,
Yeah.
and we're gonna start.
Right. Yeah. I see your point. Yeah.
It's crazy because they ostracized a man for his religion.
Mm.
Tim Tebow.
Right.
Because flag, he did a Tebow.
Yeah.
Again, he was kneeling.
Yeah. Same thing.
He was kneeling for religion.
Right.
For his love of God and stuff like that. And it's
Right.
hilarious. Not that I'm a big Tebow fan.
Right. No, but that's a valid point.
I'm really not.
That's a valid point.
Again,
because I think
look what he did.
Yeah,
he got out of football and
yeah.
said, "Screw you guys,"
Yeah.
and now he's playing baseball.
I think that that's a valid point because I think things are so foggy right now that people probably even forgot that Tebow was doing that.
And that's just it. And he played 1, 2, 3 seasons. All of a sudden, gone.
Yeah.
Again, people are gonna pick and choose.
Yeah.
And especially in battles of one way or the other.
Right.
Everybody's got their own agenda
Yeah.
and their own points that they want to try to make in this and that. But again, if you take away the situation
Yeah.
that's playing into whatever something's
their platform.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Then there's nothing. There's
What do you
no
do?
foundation. Yeah.
I was like, so personally, I would have done that.
So with that said, how relevant do you think that is when it comes to what's going on in North Korea?
North Korea. Oh man, that's a tough one, man.
I mean, should we be talking about the NFL?
You know what? The NFL is a sport.
Right.
It is entertainment.
It is entertainment, exactly.
I look at it the same thing as I do at WWE.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, there is a valid point to that because every 10 years the players are coming and going.
Well, and that's just it.
I heard somebody say one time, you're not cheering on the players, you're cheering on the jersey, which is true because players are moving on trades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Again, there's more issues out there.
Yeah.
That people are taking for granted.
Right.
Because
everything's skewed.
It's happened over there on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
It's not bothering us.
Right.
So, the hell it isn't.
Right.
Those guys are halfway on the side of the world, can launch a missile and get to us. Might not hit us in Illinois, but I got family in California.
Right. And it doesn't matter. I mean, if they can hit us, the repercussions of that.
Yeah, and
we're all gonna feel it.
We got a trigger happy motherfucker over there.
Yeah.
And our president is a dumb motherfucker over here that doesn't quite think that the possibility of something happening, popping off like that, is there. It's a pissing match.
Yeah,
it's like any guy, an army guy and a Marine. You put them in a closed room and give them a 12-pack of beer or whatnot. Yeah. Something's gonna happen. They're either gonna be hugging and kissing each other.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be beating each other up and saying, my branch is better than your branch. But the Marines are better. But again, it's a pissing match.
Yeah.
And
we're watching it.
And it should not be taken lightly.
Right.
And more people are worried about what the president is put on his Twitter account, versus this South Korean dude flexing his muscle.
Exactly.
And
I almost feel like they're ready.
But this country has been secluded forever.
Yeah.
I mean, since we went to Korea.
I almost feel like
war. The forgotten war.
Right.
The forgotten war that nobody really wants to talk about because they don't mess around.
And they've been sitting there saying this whole time, remember what they did to us.
I mean, their propaganda over there is one way only.
Right.
You're going to believe what we tell you, and that's how you're going to live.
Exactly.
And that's how you're going to die. And those people over there have been bunkering down in their country for decades.
Right.
Decades.
Right.
In order for us to go in there remotely, I fear.
I think
that if we have to put boots back on the ground over there and stuff like that, dude, their tunnel networks and system over there is just crazy.
I can imagine.
They have millions of soldiers. Those people get old. Hey, they got to do 2 or 4 years in the service. Everybody's trained.
Right.
The people that when they started that up,
people's grandparents and parents and everybody
are trained soldiers.
This has been a thought for ages, bro. They've been thinking about this and tactically planning this forever.
They think that their weapons are unconventional or dated.
Right.
Well, guess what? A bullet was invented back in the 1800s.
Right.
It's still as effective as then as it is now.
Right.
A bomb is a bomb. You know what I'm saying? It'll kill, it'll destroy, it'll do what it's supposed to do. We still to this day we're using bombs and ammo from the Vietnam War.
Right.
It's still effective.
Yeah.
It's
as effective as the ones that they're still finding that are mines that are still sitting there.
Oh yeah. It's crazy, and people are just, how would you say that? They're just
not getting it.
Yeah,
It's
dude, it's hard, you know, for some people to believe. It's hard for some people to even remotely even care
right,
because it doesn't affect them.
right,
Well, it will sometime.
right.
You know, whether you have family members that either died in a war or whatnot, or this and that, or
I almost feel like it's the biggest reality case of David versus Goliath.
it really is, and we're not
Yeah,
David.
we're exactly,
You know,
exactly.
and to be taken out, you know, by a stone.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
yeah,
You know, just
right,
one thing to
right.
just send chaos.
It's
And I mean, you're talking about Korea. You know, they're in camp. They're surrounded. You know, by powers, Russia, China,
Hmm.
India's right there too. You know, all
right.
these countries right there. So like that.
Affected. Yeah, yeah.
You know, Japan. What do you do?
It's
You
crazy,
know,
man.
because again, everybody's trigger happy over there,
Right,
man.
right, right.
You know, the talks that we have gone over with Russia. Hey, if we do this, man, what side are you gonna pick?
Yeah.
I'm not saying to pick a side, but dude,
It's crazy because it's like,
because
okay,
if Korea bombs you, what are you gonna do?
now all these close flybys, all these,
Yeah,
it's
dude, it's crazy. You know, like I said, you know, when they flew the B-1 bomber over there, you know, oh, we take that as a threat. You know,
right,
next
right,
time
right,
we'll shoot one down.
right.
Well, guess what? Trump flew the
Yeah,
next day.
yeah,
Hey, fly over it again.
yeah,
Fuck these guys.
yeah.
You know, let them do that and see what happens. And it's crazy.
And it's the civilians who ultimately are going to be the ones who pay.
Well, and you know, and that's just it. And again, we just somewhat are finishing up a 16-year war,
Right,
being over in Iraq and Afghanistan.
right.
You know, and are we ready to do it again?
It's just crazy to me how that's happening, man.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, it's a pissing match, and it's something that, to be honest, the way I look at it, you know, being in the service and stuff like that, and I look at every avenue of approach to not get in the fight,
Right,
and that's what we're kind of trained to do.
right.
I mean, yeah, we United States Marines, we're stupid. We run towards the bullets, never away from it. You know.
Right.
However, the planning and stuff like that, you know, no, you're trying to avoid everything possible that you not get killed or this is not, but whatever, this and that. And what we're doing right now over there, you know, the more I look over stuff like that, we have great minds that are trying to avoid any kind of conflict, really.
Right.
But the greatest minds that are saying, hey, you know, if we have to, it's gonna be total annihilation.
Right.
And before we even get soldiers on the ground, they will bomb the total shit out of that place.
Right.
You know, but it's scary.
With what you just said about us being in Iraq for, what was it, 16 years?
It was like 16
years. Are we ready to do that again in South Korea? North Korea, are we prepared for that?
See, you know what? And that's just it. We have nothing to gain.
Right.
In North Korea, not that we had anything to gain in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Right.
To be honest.
Right.
You know. But this is North Korea. We bombed them. We just created another new generation of people hating us.
Exactly.
You know?
Because I know through history, looking back as just a person, when you look at what we did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, dude, it's terrible, dude.
It's callous.
Yeah.
But again, unfortunately, at that time,
to see the history
books, nobody knew exactly like the rules of engagement.
Right.
When you got a new player, a new thing.
Yeah.
To unleash, you know, and I think it wasn't that just really a standpoint, you know, a statement to make on Japan.
Yeah.
But to the world.
Right. Exactly. And that, going back to the whole moon landing thing, to me that's the point.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the moon, there's no other country with that kind of power.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know, holy shit, Russia just put Sputnik up in the air.
Yeah. So we gotta beat them. Yeah, you know,
exactly. Holy shit, you know, it's just supposed to send data back. That's just well,
Right.
it's more than that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But again, you know,
Spy versus spy.
it is, and again, you know, with North Korea, I'm scared.
Yeah, I think we all.
I was reading an article today that was just put out today that President Trump. I hate saying that. God.
And when Luke
He
says
just
today,
announced-
he's talking about Saturday the 21st
yes.
of 2017.
They went ahead and did an executive order that they're gonna probably most likely pass to bring back almost 1,600 retired combat
Oh my God.
pilots.
Are you serious?
Yes, for the United States, because
And you know those old boys are
they're
going to be more than happy to do
well,
it.
it's a dwindling number. When you think about it, you're talking 1,600. Now, prior to
That's disturbing.
prior to this and trying to enact this new change to the law, before it used to be where you could only bring back 35 pilots out of retirement.
Okay.
Okay, and
30, just 35.
35.
Okay.
And it was crazy. But after post 9/11 and stuff like that, they kind of changed it here and there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking number wise, 1,600 possibility of you know, Air Force, Marines, Navy pilots coming out of retirement. Think, damn,
That's insane.
What's why?
Right.
Hold on, they just don't do this on
a whim
for
right.
shits and giggles.
Right. Right.
What's coming?
Yeah.
You know.
Trump, you being on the inside.
Trump last week. This is the picture of the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
What was he talking about?
Right.
There's no theory. There's no conspiracy theory on this. It's just plain simple. Granted, he says a lot of dumb stuff.
But being a military man on the inside,
yeah,
you got to know in your mind.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
And words the draft.
Mm-hmm.
That's been in the news the last couple of years.
Right.
You know.
Right.
To the point to where they're gonna open it up to women. Mm. You know, because now women are more relevant.
Right.
You know, in the service and stuff like that, and want to play stronger roles in the service. It gets you thinking. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, are we ramping up so that we can do this?
Right.
I mean, that's an alarming number. I mean, there's a lot of pilots out there that are like, I hope they don't call me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Honey, change your cell phone number. We're moving.
It's the draft, but the opposite.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. It's
you know,
crazy.
And when you're talking a country that's trillions of money in debt, you're talking bringing these 1,600 pilots possibly back into the service. Those guys are going to come back for nothing.
Right.
They're going to be offered, hey man, we're going to give you $100,000 bonus.
Right.
You know, or
naturally,
more, or whatever.
Right. Right.
Just to come back into the service. You know, hey man, lose some weight. You know, your flight suit don't fit you right now, man. You know, you get all pumped on like me and stuff. Right. But again, you know, it's scary.
Yeah.
But the news outlets that I look at are more military based background and stuff
Stars
like that.
and Stripes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I see those articles.
Yeah.
I see where they're coming from. You know.
Right.
Whether it's coming from Reuters or the AP.
Right.
You know, the credibility is there.
Right. Yeah. Not fake news.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, it's scary.
It is.
You know, the possibility of me.
Right.
You know.
Going back. Yeah.
You know, checking your unit. You know, I'm like, whoa, hey, man.
This is a show based off of two best friends just talking and BSing. I remember the day that you came to me and you said that you had enlisted. That shit changed my mind, dude. It was just like, holy fuck. Yeah. I'm like, dude, my best friend's going to fucking war, dude. You know what I mean? It was a trip. I mean, not necessarily going to war, but the idea of the possibility of that happening.
Because we just
gotten with
Desert Storm Shield.
Yeah. So knowing that you were going to enlist, then I was just like, oh, shit just got real. You know what I'm saying?
The reality of being old enough to make a decision like
Yeah,
that.
exactly,
Adult,
exactly.
Being
Like
doing that
holy,
adult shit.
yeah,
man.
yeah. Luke is leaving.
Everybody knows adulting sucks.
Oh man, yeah. I'll never forget that, dude. And it's a trip, man. It's a trip. Yeah, you're right. I mean, everything that's happening now is just it's crazy. It's just there's nothing to describe. Like you can
and exactly. But like I said, 16 years has gone and passed.
Mm-hmm.
I got back in 2005.
Right.
We're in 2017.
Yeah.
I've been out that long already.
Mm-hmm.
And to think that if this pops off, they bring a draft. I got a 22-year-old son.
Yeah.
I got a 20-year-old
daughter.
Yeah,
you were just talking about that. My boy.
I got a 20-year-old daughter.
Right.
That if they do open the draft to women and stuff like that, she's going to have to go get sign up for that.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter, that's a senior.
Mm-hmm.
If a war lasted for 16 years.
Yeah. I know.
The possibility.
I can't even think of my boy having to be in that situation.
Well, look how old your boy is right now.
I know.
So say in 10 years.
He'd be there. He'd be right in that pocket.
It's crazy. People don't realize that.
The reality.
And the duality of certain things when one thing happens and then another possibility of something else happening is mind-boggling. And it doesn't affect you until people don't think about it unless it affects them personally.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, did this guy in office play the race card in the election?
You know what? I'm a sucker for those conversations because by nature I believe I'm a racist because I hate everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter.
This I know.
I am.
Right.
I hate my own people and stuff like that because I categorize people in one of two things.
Right.
You're either an idiot or you're not.
Right.
And if you're an idiot, then I hate you. And I was like, man, and I think to myself, Luke, when I look at myself, I'm a damn idiot. But guess what? I'm a truthful idiot.
Yeah.
I'm one of the guys that'll give you the shirt off my back, kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
You're
kind of like me when I say crazy shit on Facebook. Fucking Vay's crazy. I'm like, you didn't know this?
Yeah, exactly. And everybody knows that. So the racist thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just another way for people to get mad at each other or at someone else.
Yeah.
I can care less, man. Again, like when we were talking about taking the national anthem out,
right,
and the flag out of the building. What do those players do now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? If I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
People are so. There's so many people out there right now thinking that they can erase history by taking down statues and shit like that.
Right.
Okay, well, guess what? How about I say on Monday, I'm going to start something on Facebook and I'm going to try to eliminate the word black, white, brown.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to erase the word black American, Mexican American, this and that. Let's eradicate those words. Could it be possible to happen like that?
Right.
Oh, guess what? Dude said
in the same sense of taking
black. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
You just got fined.
Right.
You just deducted your money out of your bank account because we can do that.
In the same sense, like getting rid of the flag, you get rid of those words.
Yeah. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of, if it's so easy to do so.
Yeah.
Then let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, because it's still there, right?
Right.
Well, yeah. Like, okay, well, that's just it. Racism, unfortunately, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And everybody's a racist.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
And you know me. I mean, I'm a lover. I'm a lover of all people, and I'm a champion of all good things. Only because that was how I was conditioned by my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just the divisiveness and all the rhetoric and all it becomes a headache without the actual physical headache.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's so daunting because the issue is so grandeur in a way that it cannot be fixed.
Yeah. No, it can't. And this is my example.
Everybody feeds it every day. It's like the nothing.
Right.
You know.
Right. And to me, it's like this. I'm a news junkie. Now, do I listen to CNN? Yes, I do because I want to hear news. But if that fucker tweets and these fuckers are talking about it, it's like even CNN. I'm like, shut up already because you're doing exactly what he wants you to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, and that's just it, man. God, again, you know, I when people, oh, Luke, you're racist. I'm like, hell yeah, I am. Against idiot people. And I was like, I'm one of those idiot people, so I can pick them out. Because we know each other. We know that smell. We know that. Yeah. I'm all, yep. But again, you know, I do have something called respect.
Right.
You know, I respect my friends that I got many of. Yeah. You know, and
that's what it comes down to when I was talking about my buddy who I'm working with. I respect him because it's not about left or right. It's about me and you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And whether or not I respect you.
Yeah, and see, and I think that's what needs to be more talked about and taught. And unfortunately, and very fortunately, as human race, we can learn from day one to day none.
Yeah. Amen.
And why is it not possible to say, hey, you know what? Instead of our differences, let's see where we can find that we are common.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think those should be highlighted.
Exactly.
Those should be expressed more. And when you do that, negativity and everything else,
it goes away.
It not so much goes away.
Not goes away, but it's not
watered down. It's not on the daily topic. It's not what everybody's thinking of.
Front and center.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so when you do something like that, you know, it makes it for a peaceful way of living life or the moment and stuff like that. You know, again, being in the service, you know, I'm there with Christians, Catholics, atheists, you name it. We had Jewish friends. It was awesome.
Yeah,
because we'd all get together and have conversations, not arguments.
It was respect
on religion and how similar everything was. When you look at the similarities,
the reality of it.
And I was like, okay, cool. You got Jehovah, Jesus. You know, you got Allah. Yeah, okay, want to be Jesus. You know, it's crazy.
Right.
You know, but again, you know, with racism itself,
right,
it is too big and it's too ugly that not one person, not a million people, not the billions in this world, you know, trillion, you know, but it's only racism when you call it out.
Right. When that hate in your heart is being sucked out.
And that's racism.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy as it may seem, you know, is it racism down in South America?
Right.
Argentinians, Brazilians, you know, the Indians down there.
Indigenous tribes,
it's, they don't have race problems down there.
Right.
Not that I'm aware of.
Right. But there still are countries
that's killing each other and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, it's crazy. It's the drug lords and stuff like that. Our armies and stuff like that. Right. Do that shit. But it's not racism.
Right.
You know, I
it's
swear
greed.
to God,
it's the power of the currency. Again.
You know, it is. And again, Germany, black Germans. You know, they get treated the same way as the white people over there.
Yeah.
No, it's not really racism.
I've heard the same thing about Britain.
There's more problems religious wise, maybe.
Right.
You know, like Ireland. You know, you got people that the NRA. You know, versus you know, it's crazy, but it's not about racism.
Yeah, it's about something else.
It's something else, and I believe that our country is the only one that keeps bringing it up.
Yeah.
You know, and they keep feeding it, and if you keep feeding it, that means it's still relevant and that it's still there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Instead of
keep feeding the beast.
You got Mexicans saying, "Oh, you're racist." You know, you got black people saying you're racist and this and that, blah blah blah. Fuck that, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? If that's how you feel, then don't go by being by a title of being black,
right,
or by being brown, or being yellow, white. Orange, you know, because our president's orange.
Colors,
but if you say, okay, you know what, I'm not black. I'm human race.
Right.
That's who. If you can put me in a race, put me in human.
Yeah.
Every time the census, this God's honest truth, every time the census, U.S.
Come
Census
out.
comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. The
If
labels.
you ever look, people, if you're listening, go online and pull up the U.S. Census paperwork. If you are Chinese, you put Chinese. That's what they're.
Right.
If you're black, then you put African American.
Right.
You're black. If you're Mexican, well, you're not Mexican. You're Latino.
Which is actually derived from Italy.
And the funny thing is this. I think probably like 6 questions down. Well, if you're this, and this, are you black, white, or non-Hispanic?
Right.
Like, wait a minute. Well, what the fuck is non-Hispanic?
Yeah.
Is it like Latino?
Yeah.
Or not like Latino? What is, by the time you finish that census, you filling out 4 different times. I want to say it's 4 different times.
Yeah.
I put black, I put non-white, I put Hispanic, and I put something else. And every time I do that, they send me the thing again. Well, we're just gonna send a field rep to you. No,
they're like, no, we want to pinpoint you, man.
Yeah, I was like, this needs to be done because it lets people know that where federal government money needs to go to.
Right.
The fuck it doesn't. No,
Right.
It's not. You're categorizing. And it's part of your enslavement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's part of the system.
And it's crazy. And with racism again.
Yeah.
People bring up slavery and all of that shit. This and that. My people were slaves. My people are still slaves. They're picking fields right now to feed your fat asses.
Yeah.
For dinner tonight.
Right.
That's slavery.
Yeah.
They're not getting minimum wage.
Right.
Some
of them are being thrown back over.
Yeah, they're
not getting paid.
They're getting rid of my people.
Yeah.
You guys are getting rid of my people. They're kicking us out.
Yeah.
They didn't kick you out.
Yeah.
You're still here.
Yeah.
But again, racism. I don't care, man. It's an ugly thing. And again, you bring it up, you're feeding it.
Yeah.
You're bringing more racism by talking about it.
Yeah. Just like CNN when he tweets in the morning. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm getting slighted in life and this and that. No, that's because you are feeding
into
that.
it. Yeah.
And
feeding the monster.
Nobody says you can't go to college.
Right.
You can go to college.
Right.
Oh, I can't afford it because I'm black or I'm brown, living in the inner city of broken, families with broken houses and broken dreams.
Mm.
No.
There's millions of American success stories.
I was like, exactly.
Mm.
I was like, exactly. You got that poor girl that was homeless her whole entire life, and she's about to graduate Notre Dame.
Right.
She's doing it.
Yeah. And that's
that's
the reality of it here. Yeah, that's the reality of it here.
My kids grew up in the same neighborhood as I did. Yeah. My kids grew up in the same neighborhood as these people, in the Quad Cities. They talk about racism and this and that. They're being held back and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking my kid to go visit colleges here this week.
Right.
She's going to have that dream to go because she can.
Yeah.
I'm not rich.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but she's going to go.
Right.
Yeah. Again, if you want to hold yourself back and feed into the nothing, then by all means do it.
Right.
Because that you're going to be that.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about now. That's moving from just conversation to a platform known as social media.
Mm-hmm.
Now, society and the world in general is fucking crazy. I mean, when you go on social media and you see some of these people post some of the things they post, you're just like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I go on CNN Live sometimes, and the things that people are posting, it's like, my God.
Yeah. And I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
If you ever follow like some of the stuff, well, if you like I said, I'm an idiot, but I can smell another idiot from out there in the world.
Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
No, you can't. Killing in Chicago.
Yeah.
Or that mom that put her 2 kids in the oven.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Me, hang that bitch.
Yeah.
Take her out in the middle of town square and hang that bitch. I got like 20 hits.
Yeah.
Oh, you racist motherfucker,
right,
this and that. They hung my people back in slavery and this and that. Yeah, they hung Mexicans too. I go, the matter of fact, you piece of shit. The last people that got hung in public was actually in Chicago in a Mexican neighborhood.
Right.
Look it up. Do some homework, buddy.
Right.
And I was like, they did a family. It was a whole family. I was like get the fuck out of here with that noise.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, this evil person
Exactly.
did
exactly
the craziest thing ever.
That's what I'm saying. Is it's like those people. It's like that social media avenue allows people like that do crazy shit like that to communicate with other people, and we're talking to them, and it's like it's crazy, bro.
It is, you know, and you know, like hand in hand, you know, with the whole gun thing, you know, the shootings and stuff like this and that. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Right.
A gun on a table, left alone, does not hurt anything. It collects dust.
Right. Right.
That's plain and simple.
And yeah, it's crazy, bro. Because I mean, you know, we're living in crazy times. Not just now, we always have been.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's just it. And unfortunately, it's more where it used to be spread by word of mouth or by newspaper or snail mail.
Now social media is like now the steroids.
Exactly. You know? Now it's so publicized.
Yeah.
You know, with these shootings, you know, back in the day, we didn't hear about them.
Yeah. I know.
Once in a great while you would, but then all of a sudden now, it's so, oh hey, we had another shooting in high school in Barstow, California, blah blah blah, blah, you know, another crazy person, you know.
Yeah.
Oh hey, we got another bombing today, you know, blah blah this and that.
Yeah, crazy, crazy world,
and people are like, oh, we need tighter gun control. This and that. Man, Timothy McVeigh blew up a fucking building.
I know. Now, it's weird. It's just it's
killed over 300 people.
Yeah.
And they're calling the shooting the most horrific mass murder by a gun. I guess.
Is he a terrorist?
You know, and he is.
Yeah.
I mean, you invoke fear.
Now, how many times in history have we been attacked by terrorists from another country?
A small number.
I know.
A small number.
I know.
It's crazy when people think, oh, you know, we shouldn't let these people in country, this and that, blah, blah, this and that.
Right.
And we're kicking out people that...
Good people.
Good people, for the most part, out of this country. That have done nothing sometimes, you know.
And some of these people are coming from countries that there's really some shit going on.
Oh, well, you know, all these people from Colombia, Ecuador, you know, all South America and stuff like that. All these Mexicans. Oh, no, not Mexicans.
Right.
You know, but then again, we have an alarming rate of also illegal Chinese people in this country. You know, from being bought over and stuff like that. You know, everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, Yugoslavians, Czechoslovakians, you know, those people over here too that are illegal and stuff like that and fly under the radar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, you know, and when you're talking about terrorism and stuff like that, and you do your homework, people.
Right. Exactly.
Look to see.
Exactly, yeah.
White person, white person, white person, white person, white. Yes, I'm being racist again. White people. But you know, when was the last time you seen a black man mass murder something?
Right. Doesn't happen.
Ain't going into schools.
It doesn't happen.
Ain't no black man. They're shooting each other in the streets here and there, whatever. This is about as far as they go.
Right.
You know, but when was the last time you seen a Mexican go ape shit and go blow up a school, shoot up a mall? This and that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
When was the last time you seen somebody of
Orient
Iraqi, Afghani, you know, Indian, you know, do anything like that? Okay, yeah, the Boston bombing.
Yeah.
You know, those two guys, those two knuckleheads.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But like you said,
the
number
is minute. It's really small.
It's smaller than 1%.
You had one guy that was on the lam for like 30 years. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Yeah.
He was an American.
Yeah.
Again, white person. Invoking fear as a terrorist, bombing shit.
Yeah.
You know? He was doing more bombings than other terrorists and stuff like that, you know.
Have done in one day.
Like the Iranians, you know, they bombed the New York building. Wow, what building was that they bombed with the van below? It's like the U.S. currency or United Nations building or something like that.
Okay.
Hey, again, you can almost with our age group, we kind of know how many, you know.
Right.
But for some of these young people and stuff like that, you know, they
Yeah.
don't have no clue,
Yeah.
you know, that, yeah, you could almost do two hands, I would almost say, of people that were from Muslim or Islamic countries that invoked, you know, fear and terror
Right.
through bombings and stuff
Right.
like that, or stealing planes and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Again, handfuls.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But it's like almost every week now,
Yeah.
somebody's shooting up a fucking school.
Here. Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
You know.
As it happened yesterday. Those 3 guys on the University of Florida.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
It is.
You know, and here we got these guy that the University of Florida is gonna speak. He's a
Richard Spencer. That was last night. Yeah. Was it yesterday or was it? Is that happening
yesterday,
today?
today, tomorrow? I don't know. And it's crazy
It is.
that a university is letting this dude speak
Exactly.
and get paid like $600,000 or some shit.
And it's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like
exactly. You know, because some liberal person, you know, not to label anybody, but you know, most likely it's probably some liberal person say, "Hey, can we have this guy come as a guest speaker?" This and that.
Right.
You know, and holy shit, dude! This dude was, oh my god! You know, it's just crazy. You know, you got all these groups, you got all these different names, you know, these different platforms that they're standing on.
Right,
you know, Antifa, you know, do we back Antifa? Well, should we not? You know. Well, what about these people? Should we back them? I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's why that's the social media.
I go,
spin.
and it does, and
Right.
it plays into it.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's generally racism
Right.
and fear
Right.
and hate. You know, you're feeding the big frenzy
Yeah.
of what like I said,
I agree.
It's the nothing.
I agree.
You know, and I'm referencing the
big
never-ending
nothing.
story.
Yeah.
You know. And it's crazy
The
when you
nothing.
think about that.
You're
you know?
right.
It's the nothing. Well,
Yeah.
what's the nothing?
Yeah.
The nothing was what everybody should fear.
Yeah.
Because it's fear itself that's making you feed into everything that it's
Mm-hmm.
wanting it to, and it's going to get bigger and stronger until it consumes all that is good.
Betray you. Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a main thing. We're in that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
agree.
unfortunately, we got a tyrant.
And eventually,
That's you know in North Korea that is trying to feed that fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here in the United States,
And
on that
eventually
side of the
he's gonna launch that nuke.
And I'm telling you, if he does, hell is gonna rise.
Right.
It really is, one way or the other, and it's gonna get ugly. And there's gonna be some things that people are just gonna be like, oh my god, have we turned into that world where it's gonna be like that? You know, what's hope and savior is gonna come and
save
like,
us?
God
Yeah.
damn, You know.
He's gonna let that
You know,
nuke.
I'm all for flooding the world again.
Right.
You know, I might not be able to swim the best, but
I'm gonna retract that rainbow statement.
Yeah,
Let me do this just one more time. Man.
Right?
He's gonna let that nuke fly just like I did when I was launched off my bike up there on 4th Street.
Oh my God!
6th grade.
That's an episode in itself.
Right.
We'll have to bring that up in a later date.
I needed to reference that in order to lighten the conversation, but
that was a launch. But anyway, but no, it's crazy. It's scary.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
I'm 41 years old. My kids are old enough to see what's going on in the world and see all this ugliness and hate and stuff like that. And
it's something you never thought was going to happen.
I wouldn't say that, but on a big platform that it's getting to now, we should be counting our blessings.
Exactly.
Whether you are faithful or not, believe in one thing or the other. You can believe
and
in
it doesn't matter what color you are.
You a squirrel believer. Goddamn. But if that's what you believe in,
right.
My man, help me out. Squirrel. Go back. You know? But we need to.
Yeah.
We need to.
I know.
You know?
I know.
I'm not a big person on telling my kids that I love them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know, like just out of the
right,
blue.
right,
I'm like,
right.
hey, I love you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
I love you too. Okay. You know, and it's getting to the point to where, man, you don't know.
Yeah.
My daughter goes to college right now. Who's to say that some weirdo
I know
is gonna go shoot?
I know. And that's something that I never thought I would be worried about.
I mean, I can only train my kids so much.
I know.
What I know. You know, and which I have. You know, so I know my kids will kick some ass and shit, but goddamn, it's scary. You can't run from a bullet that's faster than you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
I gotta train my kids to know if you get shot, there's things you can do to your survivability. You know, is greater. But no, it's scary.
It is. It is. You know, I remember because Jessica and
I
went.
People running over in cars and
it's got me looking every which way at the cars.
You know, exactly. You know, again, you know, you have people driving their cars through the farmers market, or a street fest. You know.
You know, I remember Jessica and I went to the last U2 tour in Soldier Field.
Dick.
And
didn't ask me if I wanted a $300 ticket.
And the funny thing I mean, not the funny thing, but I remember just looking at everybody and thinking, man, if somebody wanted to have an open shot, you know what I mean? It'd be chaos. You know, 75,000 people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Running for the exits at the same time.
And that's just it. You know, you've been to that big concert.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I've been to a concert that had more people than that. When I was when me and Steve Solis went to go see Santana front row at Grant Park.
Right. Dig.
Free.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because when I turned around and I looked back and seen hundreds of thousands of people.
Ants, bro.
I'm like, my God, there's people in trees standing to get a glimpse.
Yeah.
You know, one of the greatest entertainers in the world, greatest guitarist in the world. You know, somebody that invokes peace in everything he does.
Yeah.
You know, and you think about it. If somebody took a shot or something like that, or did something like that, hundreds of thousands of people, you could already count that at least 1,000 women and children are gonna get trampled.
That's the thing about it to me, dude, is that when these things happen, it's like there are children involved, man, and that's man, dude.
Young innocent children, and could possibly mess them up for the rest of their lives, and maybe create that inner hate.
Yeah.
You know, and like again, you know, say just.
You know, it tripped me out because the guy from Saturday Night Live just came out and said openly in a podcast. I don't know if I can't remember his name. He's one of the members of Saturday Night Live, but he openly came out and just said, hey, he was on a podcast. He said, I'm depressed. There's something going on in my head. It's freaking me out. There's something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it turns out that his dad was one of the firefighters that was killed in 9/11.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, you know, that's the reality of it.
You know, and you know, people bring up PTSD and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. You know, of course, I got friends. You know, Luke, do you think you suffer from PTSD? This and that, blah blah. I really don't touch on that subject a lot because I don't know if I do or don't.
Right.
Again, I'm an idiot.
You've always been
an idiot. You know?
But you've always been a strong-minded person, though.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, I mean, I think everybody here and there who's been exposed to what you've been exposed to has a little bit of it. You know, that
no, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I did have I never knew what an anxiety attack was until I got back.
Yeah.
That was the scariest shit ever.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've had one of those and stuff like that. So when people ask me, well, do you? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
But I told him, I see what you're saying. But I know what an anxiety attack is.
I am. Yeah. I had them. I was diagnosed with general anxiety at the age of 13, I think.
Yeah.
And so that stuff was happening when I was young. I didn't know what the fuck was going on with me. You know what I'm saying? But I knew, like that guy said, I knew something was wrong, and I didn't want to tell my parents because I thought something really was going on.
Yeah, what's going on in my brain?
Something's going on, and I can't.
Something else.
Right. But, so I can identify with that, with you saying, hey, well, I don't know. It could be just anxiety.
Yeah.
You know
see, and it was crazy because whenever it happened when I was asleep.
Right.
So I would have panic attacks
in the middle of the night. That's the worst.
And finally, I was like, man, talk to my buddy, you know, my buddy Gus.
Right.
And I was like, hey, you know, this kind of happened.
Yeah.
You know, describe it, Luke. You know, and describe it to the T.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. you know, and then he's like, well, you gonna say something, dude? What
the fuck, dude? Diagnose me.
Yeah, you had a panic attack.
Yeah.
You thought somebody was on top of you, choking you, smothering you, this and that.
It's the feeling of being in a room with a tiger.
And I was like, man, I felt like I couldn't move. I thought I screamed, but my mom said she didn't hear nothing, at that time, And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, you had a panic attack.
Yeah. For those of you who have friends or who have loved ones who have anxiety, take that shit seriously, man, because you don't know what they're going through, man.
And most of the people that are doing some of these crazy things, unfortunately, are diagnosed.
Yeah. It's true.
With that
and we all will have an anxiety attack at least once in our lives.
Oh yeah. Whether it's due to a passing of a father,
a loved one,
a mother, or a friend or stuff like that. It's just your body telling you. Hey,
fight or flight.
Yeah. And it's crazy, and when you think about stuff like that, and the way it affects you and stuff like that, and it can affect the way you think on your daily.
There's no more person that I have more respect for than a military man. Period. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's a burning feeling when you know in your heart that a lot of the homeless people who are out there are military people.
Yeah, and some of it I think is by choice too.
Yeah, because there are programs out there, but how much of that is mental? That's blocking them from actually going through the process.
And again, it's my generation. There's a lot of us homeless vets out there. My generation.
That's sad.
We're almost taking over what was homeless people from Vietnam.
In number, you mean?
Yeah. Wow. And the only reason why the numbers are like that is because we don't have no more World War I vets.
Right.
We don't have no more World War II. I think there might be
one
or two.
Right, left.
Our Korean vets, they're up there too. They're over 80s.
My uncle's passed,
and
both my uncles
those numbers are dwindling, gone.
Yeah.
So when
you take a look at it, you guys are the new Vietnam vets.
And we are the newest ones, that are taking over the American Legions, the VFWs out there somewhat, or making our own advocate groups and stuff like that. But no, the rate's alarming. It really is. When you actually go out there and go look, it's horrible.
Yeah,
it is horrible.
It is.
Unfortunately,
it shouldn't be happening.
But you can only do so much.
Yeah.
There's only so many programs.
Right.
You can only help somebody so much. To the point that where they, I just need this. I just need that. I'm good.
Yeah.
But it's a push or pull kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's scary. Oh yeah, by all means, man. It's.
Yeah. Well, to touch on lighter topics, man, I'm glad you're here.
Rock on. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for
exciting.
Thanks for your service. I know, right? We are gonna make this show into something that we can make into a public forum. I'm gonna get a Facebook page up. We want you guys to listen. We want you guys to subscribe. We want you guys to do everything you can
to
support
questions.
The show. Bring up topics. We want to
make this more interactive with everybody else that's out there.
Exactly.
By all means, it'd be good to listen to somebody else's perspective.
Exactly.
And different agendas and stuff like that. So for sure.
So and back in the day, one of the things that I used to do and Luke used to do was used to go to 7-Eleven, and one of the things that I used to like doing was when that cashier would turn his back, I would go reach for them cigarettes as much as I and just shove them into my jacket as much as I could. Man, we used to go up to the center, sit on the roof, and just smoke. We want you guys to contribute stories like that. Tell us we're stupid for talking about the moon landing. Tell us we're stupid for talking about flat Earth. Tell us we're stupid. And share your stories with us. Like I said, we'll have our Facebook page up. Man, bro, this went better than I thought it would go.
Gordo and the Monkey Man.
Yeah, to reiterate, you're listening to Monkey Man and the Fat Boy. We're gonna see you guys later. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit bigger of a crew next time. But yeah, thanks for listening to the first episode. We'll see you guys soon.
Rock on.
Later.